My name is Wally Cox, and I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Tony, creator of fine beauty products for the woman who prefers the natural look of beauty care at home. Live from New York, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Garry Moore.
Good evening and welcome to I've Got a Secret. We have some fascinating guests on our show tonight. Before we meet them, though, let's say hello to our fascinating panel, who in the following order are Bill Cullen, Betsy Palmer, and Henry Morgan, and Bess Myerson. There we go. And if all is quite in readiness, let us then greet our first contestant. Will you come in, sir? Beautiful suit, but you're rushing the weather up here a little bit, aren't you?
Well, this is my year-round garden.
Really?
This is English woolen.
It's magnificent. It's warmer than it looks down.
Thank you. It is very comfortable.
Will you tell our panel, please, what your name is and where you're from?
I'm Colonel Harland Sanders from Shelbyville, Kentucky.
This is Colonel Sanders from Shelbyville, Kentucky. Now, panel, up until a few weeks ago, Colonel Sanders was the president of a thriving business that franchised his own fried chicken recipe. Now, Colonel, you just sold that business at a rather handsome profit. Do you still have the check that you received for the sale of your business?
Yeah, I think I have, Gary.
We'd like very much to show it to our studio audience.
I got it here.
Hope you haven't mislaid it.
All right. No, I hope so, too, because I really like that one.
Well, let's just show it to our audience in case some of them have just perhaps never had a chance to look at a $2 million check. A check for $2 million. He just sold his business. There you go. That's a nice little nest egg you got there.
Thank you. That'll work well for me.
I'm sure it will, sir. May I ask how old you are?
An old lady asked me the other day how old I was, and I told her I was nearer 90 than I was 50. She said I didn't look a minute over 80, but I am 74 years old, Gary.
74 years old. Well, now, the real story is how he got started in the business that he just sold. So if you'll whisper it to me, we'll show the audience at home how you went about starting your business. Here we go. You want to whisper it to me, sir? All right. Now, panel, the clue to Colonel Sanders' secret concerns where he got the money to start the business which he just sold for $2 million. And we'll start the game with Bill Cullen, please.
Well, assuming you started the business, Colonel, I am just guessing now, 40 years ago when you were 34, let's say. That would put 1934. Did the way you had got the money have anything to do with the Depression at all?
Oh, that's about... No.
No. Am I correct? Would it help us to know when you started the business? Would that help us determine?
I think it would, sir. If they're shrewd enough.
Did it have anything to do with World War...
But let's not tell them. Let's make them work for it. Let them work for it.
Notice me stop there so I could hear them, didn't you? Did it have anything to do with World War I, sir?
No.
With any war?
No.
All right, no more wars. Was it more recently than 1930? Has it been since 1930?
Oh, yes.
$20 down, $60 to go, and we go, please, to a bewildered-looking Betsy Palmer.
Yes. You started this then not very long ago?
Not too many years ago.
Not too many years ago. Would you say you started this... Did you start this in Kentucky?
Yes, I did.
And was there anyone else involved with you
No.
when you started this? Was there a machine involved?
No.
Was there an incubator?
Was there what?
Was there an incubator involved?
Was there an incubator involved?
I mean, you didn't have
back when
chickens to make these chicken pies?
I guess when they started... raising
Well,
chickens.
let's say way back there had to be an incubator somewhere, but that has nothing to do with the way his business was financed. We have $40 down and $40 to go. We go, please, to Henry Morgan.
Colonel, were you ever in the liquor business?
No.
No offense, sir, but you would look great on a label, I must say.
I must say I was thinking of that. You could sell me anything. Well, where did you make the money for the chicken business from another business?
No.
Did you, oh, and now, you said the date would help, and we forgot about that. Was it within the last 10 years?
Yes.
Just about.
$60 down, $20 to go. Let me give you that final, one final hint. He's 74 years old now, and it was just within the last 10 years. Now, all right, let's get to Bess. Bess, I give you a big clue.
You certainly did, because I thought possibly that Colonel Sanders got his money from betting on horses. But that isn't it. It's Social Security, right?
That's exactly right. Not that he needs it. Not that he needs it, but I'm going to give him the complete $80 because I gave you such a broad hint that it was almost unfair. Panel, when Colonel Sanders reached the age of 65, he did what many of our senior citizens do. He received his first security check, Social Security. But unlike most people, he did not retire. He took that first check, $105, and used it and it alone to create the business that he just sold for $2 million. 9 years old. Now, Colonel, as I understand the story, you had been in the restaurant business, but you sold it just before you went on Social Security,
Yes,
right?
I did, see?
They built a superhighway around his restaurant, and so his restaurant ceased to do well. But did you use any of the money that you received from the sale of your restaurant?
You know, I had to use it to pay my debts.
I see. So, in effect, you were almost broke when you received that first check for $105.
That's right.
He had one great asset, which was the marvelous fried chicken that he served in his restaurant. So he then went about franchising this special recipe to different restaurants all over the state. What did you do with the $105?
You use it for travel and so forth. You see, I knew that this chicken was finger-licking good. All I had to do was to get it to the people and let them have a sample of it. So I used that in travel for restaurants, for gasoline, hotel, and my food and so forth.
And obviously, you started with one restaurant, and then you increased into how many? Finally.
Oh, there's over 1,000 franchises over the United States, all the way from 130 miles to the Arctic Circle, from to the Gulf of Mexico.
And in his pocket right now, he has another check. And what is that check, sir?
Oh, that's my Social Security check for this month, but when I was 72 years old, they started, Gary, by paying me again.
Yeah,
see?
now he's retired again, you see. He sold his business, he's back on Social Security, and he's gotten a raise. He's now getting $127 a month. And, sir, if you have any plans to start another business with that $127, how about let me put up $127 and we'll be partners?
Gary, I'd rather have you than anybody I know of as a partner.
Hey, look at me, Mom. We'll get rich. Thank you, Colonel.
Thank you.
Oh, sir, you forgot your $2 million. Almost forgot his $2 million. Wouldn't that have been a shame? Well, we will be back with you again in just a minute, but first let's watch this. Now may we have our next contestant, please. Would you come in, young sir? Hi, buddy. How are you? Sit right down. Let's chat a little bit. Will you tell our panel what your name is, please, and where you're from?
Peter Nowacki. I'm from North Mankato, Minnesota.
This is Peter. Peter Nowacki from North Mankato, Minnesota. And how old are you, Peter?
5.
He's 5 years old. Now, a panelist candy box that Peter brought out with him does not contain candy at all. It contains something even closer to the heart of a 5-year-old boy. It's his private baseball card collection. All 264 of them. Peter, how long have you been collecting these baseball cards?
About 7 or 8 months.
Gee, ever since you were a little kid, huh? Goes way back. Well, if you whisper your secret to me, we'll show at the same time what you have on your mind to our audience. And here we go. And he's 5 years old. Panel, the clue to Peter's secret concerns something he did. This time we'll start with Betsy, please.
Peter, does it have anything to do with your baseball cards? What you did?
Yes.
Does it have to do with the cards that are right there in that box?
Yes.
Did you happen to maybe meet all the different men that are on those cards?
No.
You can't meet 264 people by the time you're 5 years old, you know. $20 down, $60 to go. We go, please, to Henry Morgan.
Peter, did you just sell those for $2 million? Oh. Gee, I don't know much about... You get these from trading, do you?
Do you trade for these, or how did you get them?
I bought them.
He bought them. They come with bubble gum.
I see.
And it takes 5 years to chew 264 packs of bubble gum, too. But he had a little help on that. His friends helped him chew.
Now, are these cards all of one kind? Are there baseball cards or?
Baseball players. Cards with pictures and the vital statistics and so forth of baseball players on them. So $40 down and $40 to go. We go, please, to Bess Myerson.
Now, Peter, this apparently is a very unusual collection, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes? Is it that...
Let's just say this. I think it's if you're going to have 264, it isn't all that unusual. I mean, it's a normal 264-card collection.
I know that, but I thought possibly it may be one of the biggest or the most complete or the most unusual. Should we, Peter, be interested in how you collected them? Was there some special way aside from the bubble gum chewing way?
No.
Did you have...
$60 down, 20 to go. It does concern his relationship to the cards. All right, we go now to Bill Cullen.
Well, you said when the secret was announced and he's only 5 years old. Peter, is it possible that you know most or all of the statistics and names of the players on the other?
He doesn't just trade these things or play with them as other kids. Every one of these cards is a highly treasured personal possession, and he has memorized the vital statistics on each of these 264 cards. Peter, can you read?
No.
Well, can you count?
Yeah.
What's the highest you ever counted to?
1,000.
Counted to 1,000. And I'll let you in on a little secret. I don't even think his mother knows this yet. He was sitting backstage just before the show went on the air, and he was playing poker with his stage hands. He was playing one of our whiz poker players back there. He played him 6 games, beat him 4 out of 6. He's got a marvelous mind for figures. How do you feel about baseball? You like it?
Yes.
All right, he likes baseball. Let me try him out here. Now, I'll just take a card here. Now, I'll just pick any card at random. And I will hold up the picture of the guy, but I'll hold my hand over the name of the team. Now, that's Mickey Mantle, because the picture helps to bring back these statistics to his mind. What do you know about Mickey Mantle?
The New York Yankees, he's 6 feet, he weighs 200, and his average is 308.
His average is 308, and that's right. Now, I'll hold my name over the name of the team, and it's the fellow's by the name of Julio Gotay. G-O-T-A-Y. Who does he play for?
The Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pittsburgh Pirates, right. And what can you tell me about him?
He's 6 feet, he weighs 180.
What position does he play?
Shortstop.
That's right. Do you happen to know what his batting average is?
256.
256. That's absolutely right. Wow. All right, here's another fellow. His name is Larry Osborne. You can take a look at his picture. All right, now, what team does Larry Osborne play for?
The Washington Senators.
Washington Senators is right. Tell me more about him.
He's 6 feet 1 and weighs 215. And his average is 200.
His average is 200. That's right. Do you know whether he bats right-handed or left-handed?
No, I don't.
You don't know that. All right, you're not supposed to know that because it doesn't have a number in it. All right? He only knows stuff with numbers in it. All right, here's another fellow whose name is Dick Hauser. What do you know about Dick Hauser? You know who he plays for?
Athletics.
Kansas City Athletics, it says here, yeah. And what about him? How tall is he?
5 feet 9.
5 feet 9, that's right. And what's his batting average?
That part, oh yeah, I got it. 266.
Well, we finally missed one. It's 288. You were thinking about another Dick Hauser.
That's it.
What? I haven't got my glasses on. I just look like that, and it's right. He's right. I've been trying so hard to hide the fact that I have to wear glasses now to see small numbers. See? That's what I get for being a smarty. All right, we got time for any more? All right, let me ask you this then, because it's almost time for us to say goodbye. What is your favorite team?
The Twins.
The Minnesota Twins. Have you ever seen them play?
On TV.
But never in person?
No.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've got a surprise for you. The Minnesota Twins have invited you and your entire family to be their guests on opening day, April 21st, when the Twins are going to take on the Washington Senators, so you're going to see a professional baseball game in person anyhow. Okay? See, there's the ball players. Young Peter, there he goes. Goodbye, buddy. Up to the tower. And now it is time for us to meet our special guest for tonight, an old friend of ours. So now I've got a secret, and it's a joy to have him back. Here is Wally Cox. Hello there, indomitable Wallace.
Hello there, Gary.
Nice to see you, my friend.
Thanks for stopping by the shop.
Oh, I'm glad I could drop in. You're quite a do-it-yourself man, aren't you?
In a way, yes.
Says in a way, actually, he makes marvelous silver jewelry at home. He also built half of his own house, or somewhere thereabouts. So, what project have you for tonight?
Well, this was a little bit more modest project, but it's more interesting.
Okay, well, you tell me what it is that you're working on there.
Well,
Just whisper to me. Well, somehow I don't find it all that fascinating. Tell me more. Now, that's fascinating. That's fascinating. So, panel, the clue to Wally's secret concerns something he's going to do as soon as he finishes building whatever it is he's building. And we'll start the game with Henry this time, please.
Well, I don't have my glasses, but that's a little piece of wood you were sawing on there?
no.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Now, could I try one? You're not used to planing, are you?
No.
Is that wood you have in that other vase there?
This here?
Yeah.
No.
Nice.
This is more of the same non-wood.
Is it... Is it a plastic?
Sir?
Plastic?
No.
Is it in any sense rare?
Yes.
Thank you very much, and,
Okay, well...
Don't talk back to the buzzer, Wall. It's not polite. $20 down, $60 to go. We go to Bess Myerson, please.
This is fascinating, Wally. Should we be very concerned about the composition of that thing you're working on, of what it's made of?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I would, yes.
Is it edible?
Yes.
It's edible? Is it made of old
He's
food?
preparing a square. He's preparing a square meal. That's all.
Now, is it,
Oh,
no? Is it, now, wait a minute.
$40 down,
It's edible.
$40 to go. We go to Bill Cullen, please.
They should have buzzed at her that time.
Wally, when you finish building whatever you're building, are you going to eat it?
Wally, let's not make them go for what it is that you're building. Will you tell them, the audience out there, what it is that you, or rather tell the panel what it is that you're making?
I'm making a lunchbox. It's called a lunchbox because you can eat it for lunch.
He already has 1, 2, 3 sides finished. We won't have time to finish this on the air, but he calls it a lunchbox. I call it a box lunch. But don't expect to bid on one of these at your next church social, because what makes this box lunch different is that you eat the box. This material here, which is quite hard, I assure you, and quite solid. Let's wrap it on here. This is the newest space-age building material. It's designed to be used aboard spaceships to house instrument panels, to make the furniture and interior walls. And in case of emergency, the astronauts, this is true, can chop it up and eat it and actually subsist on this for months. Wally, what does it consist of?
I've heard of people eating themselves out of house and home.
In case anybody unexpected drops in.
No, in the spacecraft you drop out.
Well, this stuff is composed of all the stuff that you love. Powdered milk,
Yum, yum.
corn starch,
Yum,
a
yum.
pinch of hominy grits,
Yum, yum, you all.
banana flakes,
Banana flakes
in case you missed yours, and wheat flour.
and wheat flour.
Yes.
Sounds like my grandmother's recipe for breakfast biscuits, you know? And they sound like it, too. Why don't I tell what you do? If you'll chop some up for us so that we can serve some to the panel, please.
You hungry, group?
We'd love to have it.
All
Put
righty.
some in the bag there and just bang on it until we get it all chopped up, because I would like you to meet the man who invented this material. He is sitting in our studio audience at this very moment, and he is a physiologist with the Grumman Aircraft Corporation, and he's working on the lunar landing vehicle. Dr. Sidney Schwartz, will you stand up, please, sir, and let us say hello to you? Here's Dr. Schwartz. You keep working on that, because that's for you and me. But we've got some for the panel here. Here it comes. Now, we mashed this up before the show. I promise you it's the identical material, but the reason we did it before the show is because it has to be allowed to soak in a liquid. We chose milk. And so this has been soaking in milk for some time.
Where do you get milk on a spaceship?
Use water.
You build a cow out of this.
Oh,
Do we
boy.
have to have sugar?
You don't have to have sugar if you don't want to, but there's cream and sugar here. Do you find any predominant taste?
Banana.
There's a hard taste.
Oh,
Banana.
It's something like rotten grape nuts. I like grape nuts. I would...
It tastes like sawdust. Stale.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fly in this.
well, now, Wallace, so you've been concocting something for us back there?
Yours is ready, Gary.
Oh, swell.
Some of the peaches are a little larger than what the other group got.
Look at the pieces he gave me to eat. Oh, well, thank you. Will I get a bib, too?
Why not tuck in and buckle down?
All right.
It's good.
Actually, I have not tasted this in its granulated form. I tried to bite a piece off with my tooth, and it almost broke my tooth.
You're lucky you can keep talking.
I'll tell you what, Wallace. You said I'm lucky I can keep talking? I just fill my mouth. You talk.
Friend, get your intergalactic yummies. First chance you get. I think that's about as long a commercial as this product could afford. I mean, on the open market. It makes wonderful furniture, though.
So we are now advertising this as what, intergalactic yummies? All right. How do you spell that?
T-H-A-T.
That's how you spell that. Well, I want to thank you for...
Jack, I hate to eat and run here.
Judging by the consistency of this, I don't think you will be for quite a while. Thank you very much. Wally Cox. We're going to be back with you again after this important message. Well, Henry, what was you were saying? He was giving me a summation of tonight's show.
No, I think, and I'm sure a lot of the audience thinks so too, that this is almost a new height in goofiness tonight. We had a breakfast cereal that flies, a 5-year-old kid who plays poker, and a label off a whiskey bottle.
Well, friends, next week, Susie Parker, one of the most glamorous women in America, will be our guest here on the show. And so, speaking for all of us and our sponsor, Intergalactic Goodies, this is Garry Moore saying, be very kind to each other, will you? And goodbye out there.
My name is Wally Cox, and I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Tony, creator of fine beauty products for the woman who prefers the natural look of beauty care at home. Live from New York, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Garry Moore.
Good evening and welcome to I've Got a Secret. We have some fascinating guests on our show tonight. Before we meet them, though, let's say hello to our fascinating panel, who in the following order are Bill Cullen, Betsy Palmer, and Henry Morgan, and Bess Myerson. There they go. And if all is quite in readiness, let us then greet our first contestant. Will you come in, sir? Beautiful suit, but you're rushing the weather up here a little bit, aren't you?
Oh, this is my year-round garden.
Really?
This is English woolen.
It's magnificent. It's warmer than it looks down.
Thank you. It is very comfortable.
Will you tell our panel, please, what your name is and where you're from?
I'm Colonel Harland Sanders from Shelbyville, Kentucky.
This is Colonel Sanders from Shelbyville, Kentucky. Now, panel, up until a few weeks ago, Colonel Sanders was the president of a thriving business that franchised his own fried chicken recipe. Now, Colonel, you just sold that business at a rather handsome profit. Do you still have the check that you received for the sale of your business?
Yeah, I have, Garry.
We'd like very much to show it to our studio audience.
I got it here.
Hope you haven't mislaid it.
All right, no, I hope so, too, because I really like that one.
Well, let's just show it to our audience in case some of them have just perhaps never had a chance to look at a $2 million check. A check for $2 million. He just sold his business. There you go. That's a nice little nest egg you got there.
Thank you. That'll work well for me.
I'm sure it will, sir. May I ask how old you are?
No, leave you ask me.